It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Portland Trail Blazers. Taking a look at the Trail Blazers, they were swept by this team last season, losing all 3 games they played against them. So they'll be motivated tonight. And guys, the fans always enjoy hearing stories from your playing days. Let's talk teammates. Shaq, who were your favorite guys to play with over the years?
You know, everyone loves the Shaq, and Shaq has 4 rings, but I'm saying it here.
They all
in
love
real
the Shaq.
life. Yeah, everybody loves Shaq.
Okay.
I'm sexy, handsome, and qualified. That's what Shaq stands
I
for.
think my question was, who were your favorite teammates?
Let me finish, Ernie. Let me finish. I'm quick to say, hey, I got 4 rings, but I could
You
not,
are quick to say that.
Could not do without Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw was a guy that always looked for me. Similar with when how Kenny played with the team. He came down, made sure I got my shots off first. Derek Fisher, we all remember the .04 shot. Rick Fox was a hustler to go out and play. Big Shot Bob.
Oh, wow.
Saved
One of
me
my
so
favorites,
many
too.
times.
So he's won both of our favorites.
Big Shot Bob saved me so many times. I would probably only have one without Big Shot Bob. And Nick Van Exel, even though me and Nick didn't win together, we had a great time.
Well, obviously, he said Big Shot. Hakeem, Sam Cassell, Robert Horry, Vernon Maxwell. But one of my favorite of all time, Chucky Brown.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite teammate is Chucky Brown of all
You
time.
didn't say Otis Thorpe?
No, but Otis was cool.
Oh, my
But
God.
Chucky Brown was my favorite teammate of all time, man.
Guess who I would say my favorite teammates are?
Who?
Who's that? It's us? Oh.
On the road and hungry for a win against a Western Conference rival, the Golden State Warriors are ready for this thing to get started. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. Portland playing for the home crowd again tonight. Well, they're certainly excited about this one, and they'll be laying it all on the line as the intensity is palpable. 2 top caliber teams face it off on the hardwood to do battle.
And for the Trailblazers, they've done a good job staying relevant this season. I mean, I was concerned they'd suffer a drop-off, but give them credit. They've hung in here in this playoff race.
Yeah, I think it's been a good showing for them. I mean, they should feel very good about their position going into the postseason.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Favors is out there with Pekovic. Then there's Kobe. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Rose in at the point. Clock at 2. That doesn't go either for George.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
Here is Rose. Ty Lawson making his last shot.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
And here are the Trailblazers now, following the score by Derrick Rose. A shot by Lawson, wide open. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Lawson's got his second basket of the night.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those.
And so here's Portland. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
This is DeFabius. Power down with both hands.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Lawson kicks to George. No good. Great D that time from Pekovic.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Here's Lawson. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Clippers.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Now here's Stoudemire. Great D that time from Pekovic.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Lawson dishes to Oladipo. Pass to Landry. They set the pick. Lawson outside. Stoudemire the screen. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. Warriors with the rebound. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a count.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Now here's Lawson, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. And so here's Portland, trailing by 4 and finished off by Oladipo.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
Here is Bryant after the Trailblazers pick up 2. He dishes it to Pekovic. Right side Rose from 10 feet out. Nice touch on the bank shot. Rose has got 6.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Now, here's Oladipo. He had 10 points in the win against the Clippers. And George.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Now, here's George, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Just 5 to shoot. And Stoudemire, the bucket on the assist by Oladipo. 6 points for Stoudemire.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done. It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Well, Special K, so many records for Kobe, but one he set last season was most misses all time from the floor.
He passed the great Hondo, John Havlicek, for that title. I'm sure John doesn't mind having pass him up for that
The
one.
old Buckeye, you're right.
That's
yeah.
right, most misses. But you look at the players on that list, a who's who of NBA stars.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And, you know, there's all this talk about Kobe now being the leader of missed shots, having that record. But listen, the guys that are in the top 5 of that list, all Hall of Fame players. So you don't miss a lot of shots unless your team trusts you to take them, and you're pretty good.
Some changes for Golden State. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Kobe. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Derrick Rose.
And guys, a final thought on Kobe. I mean, all the players on that list were heavily leaned on for scoring. I'd take any of the top guys on that list over someone who's afraid to shoot the ball when their number's called.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Really, the right play. Defensively, if you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.